North Dakota's prison population is absolutely booming. Wait till you listen to some of these stats. Over the last 10 years, our prison population has grown by 32%. Our jail population has grown by roughly 83%. And at about $43 per inmate, the Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation's budget has grown over $80 million since the 2007-2009 budget cycle. Now, due to these growth numbers, the state has launched a justice review system and alternatives to incarceration. One person who's been working hard on this, who's also got some experience, worked at the state hospital in Jamestown 5 years with drug and rehab, is Senator John Grabinger. And thank you so much for being here, sir.
My pleasure.
Those numbers to me, astounding. What do you attribute that growth to?
Well, a large part of it is like we've increased the number of felony statistics. Since 1997, the number of felony convictions has gone up 37% since 1997. That, along with the drug and alcohol issues that we have what I would consider an epidemic in North Dakota with the heroin and meth issues. And until we address these seriously with the treatment programs, we really don't have the opportunity for many of these individuals to get the help they need.
So I don't want to put words in your mouth, but what I'm hearing you say is, hey, possibly one solution here, Chris, is we need to actually decriminalize the use of heroin, use of marijuana, and put more energy into rehab first rather than incarceration?
Not to say that we're going to decriminalize it. Lessen penalties is one aspect of what could be considered an effort to control the overcrowding of our prison systems. But there are many other aspects that have to go along with that. And I have to admit, our legislature in this last session took up some laws and issues that we had proposed from the last interim regarding just doing that and reducing some of these penalties in order to try and lessen the burden on our correctional system.
Have you seen any, though, impact on less recidivism, better rehab rates for anybody, or?
Not at this time. We don't have the numbers yet. We're hoping that it has an impact, but personally, I think unless we do something on the before they end up in our correctional system, if we don't do something and address those issues, we're not going to get ahead of this. This is just going to continue to blossom, and we're going to continue to build more prisons. We're going to continue to put these people in there. When we take people and we put a felony conviction on them and put them in prison, the chances are 39% of them in the last 5 years go back into prison. So the recidivism rate is there. We're having a study done by the Pew Charitable Trust, which is also the CSG conference is their Justice Reinvestment Program is being done. They did this in South Dakota, and we're looking for them to complete this study in this interim, give us some solutions and suggestions so that we can address those too. But we have to address the before they end up in the prison system instead of after.
So what does that look like? Because what I'm hearing you say, again, I don't want to put words in your mouth, is, hey, Chris, we need to do a better job from rehabilitation in our state, more mental health issues and probably more money. But then you look at the challenge now with oil prices being down. Where's the money going to come from? So one, are you saying, hey, Chris, we need better mental health in the state? But two, how are you going to pay for it?
More so behavioral health. There are mental health issues, and we need to take care of that. But behavioral health is probably the most critical in this aspect. And as you mentioned earlier, I worked at the state hospital. I saw the treatment programs and the effectiveness of that. We've eliminated a lot of them, and in many cases, for example, I had a classmate of mine come up to me and she's pleading with me to do something about this issue because now her children are addicted to these drugs, and she's having to raise her grandchildren, and this is not a one-time issue.
Right.
Many people are suffering this. And the treatment programs that we are offering these people, if they don't have insurance and the wherewithal to get help, aren't there. They're very limited if they are. For example, we have in Fargo here, the Robinson Recovery Center. They had 43 beds. Funding was cut. They're down to 35 beds. This just makes it more and more difficult.
But I think that's my question. And that here's the thing that some people might not know. We did a story a while back. In the last 2.5 years, we've seen a 1,000% increase in heroin addiction here in the state of North Dakota. So clearly you're having more opportunities to fill up those beds. But again, how are you going to pay for it with the budget constraints?
Well, and one of the things we got to look at, and that's what we're doing here, is called reinvestment. Because when we can help these people on the front end and make them productive members of our society again and keep them out of our prison system, that's going to save us money on the front end so that we can take that money on the back end, put it back in to the treatment programs. I just found out about a proposal from the president regarding $920 million put forth for states that want to expand their treatment programs and try and correct this problem with opiates and heroin. And we need to get on the ball, get into that, and try and help our citizens here.
With your experience in the past, and you see what's happening now with, again, 1,000% increase in heroin addiction, what's going on?
Obviously, the cartels are having an impact. We're seeing that with the arrests that our officers are making, our drug enforcement efforts.
But I mean, what's happening with us that we've got such a drive to be addicted to this drug?
Well, I don't know if there's any more drive to use drugs, but I have to believe, one thing we realize is that the drugs that these people are facing nowadays are a whole lot more addictive than just 30 years ago when I was in, or well, a little over 30 years ago when I was in high school. But anyway, they're a whole lot more addictive, and the toll they're taking on families and these people is a whole lot greater than what we faced back then.
I mean, I've seen stories now where people are giving birth to kids. They end up just leaving their kids to go and get another high from heroin. I mean, it is incredible what's happening. We appreciate the hard work you're doing here, sir. Love to have you back on because we know the story's unfortunately not going away anytime soon, okay?
Anything I can do to help stop this, we will.
Thank you very much. Again, Senator Grabinger from Jamestown, District 12, also running for re-election. Give him a quick plug there. But love to know your thoughts. I mean, this is obviously a very serious issue. You look at budget situations with the prison population, heroin addiction. We just don't have as much money as we used to. Please share your point of view with us. Head to our website, email us, text us. We'll be back with much more right after this.